Okay, so I'm going to be talking about ADHD, specifically stimulation and concentration levels. I have I have ADHD, probably just ADD. I'm not hyperactive. I probably was when I was little, but not so much anymore. So anyway, what this basically means is, from what I'm told and from what I've read, certain levels of chemicals in the brain are not produced as much as they should, which means that I constantly find it difficult to maintain concentration on anything, and especially more so if it's a subject I'm not really that interested in, which means that I will fluctuate randomly from one brain thought to another, which makes it very difficult to concentrate on it. It's difficult to concentrate on this at the moment because I'm trying to look at a camera and talk, which isn't very easy. Obviously I can see the video of myself on the computer screen, which obviously makes it a little more difficult, and there's a huge green bar flashing at the side whenever I talk really loudly as well, which is monitoring the volume level. So I have to sit there and keep watching that out of the corner of my eye, but remembering to look at the small thing with the green light on it that isn't actually doing anything at all, and pretend that it's somebody I'm talking to, which is not very easy at all. So that takes a lot of concentration, which obviously derails your train of thought, and then you can't remember what you were talking about initially. So what I'm talking about now is obviously going to vary quite differently to what I was talking about before I started to run off into the explanation and derailed. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to talk about stimulation. What this basically means is, medication they give you for ADD and ADHD generally tends to be this thing called Ritalin, which seems to be a form of stimulant. Now, why they give people with this hyperactive thing a stimulant is a little unusual. I think it comes down to the fact that your brain is busy all the time, but in order to focus on anything you need the stimulant. I don't know why normal people don't have this. I mean, I just presumed it was the way I was. You know, very bored very quickly with people when they're talking about stuff I'm not really that interested in. But anyway, how it works is, when your brain is stimulated, you can focus better, you can actually listen to the boring people, and at least pretend to take an interest in it, or at least find something to talk to them about, which makes it look like you're paying an interest. Oh god, that sounds really terrible now. It sounds like I talk to people and I'm not really that interested in them. What I mean is you can talk to people who are really boring, but you can force yourself to take an interest, and you can remember what they're telling you, so that in itself can be quite good. And they're useful, obviously, because nobody wants to talk about the things that you're interested in all the time. That instantly reminds me of lots of things from films and quotes and things that I shan't be doing in this video. So anyway, what I found works better for me, I drink a lot of coffee. I think a lot of ADD people do, in some way or another. I know somebody I talked to recently said they drink a lot of tea. I don't like tea myself. They reckon that's worse for you than coffee. I don't see how. I prefer coffee. I can't really function that well unless I've had like 2 cups first thing in the morning. I don't really talk to anybody that much, and a couple of cups I'm ready to go. Usually a little bit twitchy though, as is the way when you drink too much caffeine, you end up slightly wired, which is not good for you. So, generally I tend to find it focuses my brain better. Music is definitely a very, very big thing for me. I don't know why. I tend to find that certain music, if it has a steady, consistent beat, it has to be good tunes, not any old sort of fluffy shite. If it's poppy tunes, that can it's not quite the same effect. I like a lot of rock stuff anyway, so we're not talking hardcore heavy metal head thrashing rock, although I don't mind a bit of that from time to time. If it's got a steady, consistent beat of a certain speed, it has to be fairly quick. I tend to find that listening to something like that for about 3 or 4 minutes, I don't know why it works like that, but I find that with that type of music going on, I can focus better, I can concentrate better, I can remember things a lot clearer. It makes everything less fuzzy. It has the same effect, I think, that the medication does. And I wanted to try and avoid medication as much as possible, because I don't think that you should be on pills your whole life. I've been through bouts of depression caused by the ADHD and the Aspie stuff, which I discussed in another video. And to be honest, antidepressants, they are good, they help you out. but you do need to identify the underlying causes of a lot of your problems, I think, because if you don't, then they will just keep reoccurring and resurfacing. And I mean, it is much like painting over rotten wood, you know, it's fine for a little while, but then you start to see the damage, it kicks in afterwards again, and, you know, the whole thing really needs addressing. So yeah, so that definitely helps. I've had quite a hectic day today, so I'm a little bit on the rambly side, and finding better ways of describing what I'm talking about is not easy. So I thought, well, I'd record this now because I have notes. I've recorded notes to remind myself of what to talk about. So I thought I'll record this now while I'm in my more confused moods. So then it's easier for you to get a better grasp as to how the brain works. It probably doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's going to be another one of those weird, rambly YouTube videos that no one ever watches, that gets like 6 likes and 3,000 dislikes and, you know, various unusual comments. So in that respect, I should be putting it as unlisted, and nobody will ever see it, which sort of defeats the point of putting it on YouTube. People that I want to see it will see it, and if they're interested, they'll show it to other people, who will then dislike it. So yeah, whatever.